Let me ask you something this morning, and I need you to sit with it before you answer. Everybody around you is talking about what they can buy their children today: the new shoes, the newest phone, the party that lasts one afternoon and is forgotten by Monday. And hear me, those things are not evil, but I am asking a different question, a deeper question. The question that separates the people who consume from the people who build. What are you constructing for your child 65 years from now? Let that land in your chest. Not 65 days, not 65 weeks, 65 years. Picture a baby born today, fresh in the world, a few pounds of pure, unspoiled potential. And before that child can even speak its own name, the government will place $1,000 into an investment account that belongs to that baby. Now watch the room split right down the middle, because somebody is going to look at that and say, that is only $1,000. And the second those words leave their lips, they have told on themselves. They have confessed that they think like a consumer. A consumer looks at $1,000 and asks what it can buy today. An owner looks at the very same $1,000 and asks what it can become. So let me show you what it can become. If that $1,000 grows at a humble 8% a year and nobody touches it, nobody panics, nobody raids it for a rainy day that is really just a want, for 65 years, that single deposit can grow to roughly $147,000. And if it rides closer to what this market has actually averaged across the long sweep of history, near 10%, that same quiet little thousand can climb toward four, even $500,000 from one deposit, one decision, one time. Now, I am not standing here promising you an exact number, because markets rise and markets fall, and some years will test your faith. But the principle is older than the stock market itself. Time plus patience plus ownership builds what panic and consumption never could. Read that back in your spirit. $1,000 became a small fortune, not because the family was wealthy, but because the family was wise enough to wait. Now let me take you further, because that free thousand is only the door. The law allows a family to contribute up to $5,000 a year into that account until the child turns 18. And right on cue, I can hear somebody in the back saying they cannot afford that. Stop. Before you reach for that excuse, let me do the math out loud, because excuses cannot survive arithmetic. $5,000 a year divided across 12 months is about $417 a month. That is less than many car notes in this country. Let me say it plainer. There are people listening to me right now paying more than $400 a month to sit inside a depreciating piece of metal that is worth less every single morning they wake up. They will finance a machine that is dying, but they will not invest in a child that is living. Sit in that. Some of us are riding around in a falling asset while our own child's future account sits empty and echoing. We will make a payment to impress a stranger at a red light and skip a deposit that could free our grandchildren. So picture the family that finds that $417 a month and pours it in faithfully from the cradle to age 18, then leaves it alone, lets it ride, and never touches it until retirement. At the market's historical averages, That child could be sitting on several $1,000,000 by the time they retire. Not because they were born into money, not because they hit a lottery, not because they could dribble a ball or carry a tune, but because somebody in their bloodline finally understood the most undervalued asset on this planet. And it is not money, it is time. Time is the secret the wealthy have always known and rarely say out loud. A rich man and a poor man both receive 24 hours in a day. A rich child and a poor child both receive the same calendar, the same 365 days, the same ticking clock. The difference is almost never the amount of time. The difference is what happens inside of it. Let me put two parents in front of you. Parent number one leases the luxury truck, $700 a month, every month. And the moment the shine wears off, he trades it in and signs up to do it all over again. Parent number two drives something honest and reliable, something already paid for, and quietly invests the difference into a child's future, month after month after month. Now run the tape forward 20 years. One child inherits a photo album of vehicles their parent does not even own anymore. The other child inherits assets that are still working, still growing, still compounding while they sleep. I will ask you the only question that matters. Which child woke up with the advantage? This is why I keep telling people, with all the love and all the bluntness I have in me, stop trying to impress strangers. Impress your baby, because the people you are performing for will not pay your child's tuition. They will not co-sign your child's first home. They will not fund your child's business when the bank says no. They will not lay a single brick of generational wealth for your family. They will clap for your new rims today and forget your name by Friday. But disciplined ownership, quiet and unglamorous and consistent, just might change your entire family tree. Now, let me speak to something deeper, because I refuse to insult your intelligence by pretending this is only about choices. Let me be clear. For most of this nation's history, our people were locked out, deliberately and by law, of the very engines that built everyone else's wealth. We were shut out of the markets, redlined out of the good neighborhoods, denied the loans, and told to be satisfied with our labor while other folks kept the ownership. So when I tell you to open this account, I need you to feel the weight of this moment. For once, the door is not locked. For once, the baby in the projects and the baby in the penthouse can step onto the same field on the same day with the same $1,000 riding the same market. Do not, I beg you, do not hand that open door back out of ignorance or out of pride. Now I have to give it to you straight, the way only somebody who has seen the bottom can give it. I spent years as a child protective services investigator. I walked into homes in crisis. I watched good people drown trying to live paycheck to paycheck. So I am not preaching to you from a cloud. I know everybody cannot put in $400 a month. I know that. But hear me, because this is the verdict. Most people who swear they have nothing to invest still find money for whatever they truly want. $25 a week matters. $50 a month matters. $100 matters. The amount is not the miracle. The habit is the miracle. The consistency is the miracle. The discipline you model in front of your child becomes an inheritance that outlives the money itself. Because once a child understands ownership, you have already changed their life. Imagine a young person turning 18 and instead of receiving a lecture, they receive a portfolio. Instead of inheriting debt, they inherit assets. Instead of being handed excuses, they are handed options. That is a different starting line. And in a race that lasts a lifetime, the starting line is everything. Here is what the wealthy have always understood and quietly passed down. The first generation earns it. The second generation grows it. The third generation lives off of it. But far too many of our families are trapped in a different race where every single generation starts back at zero. Every generation struggles from scratch. Every generation rebuilds the same wall their parents built because nothing was handed down but the struggle itself. And I came here tonight to ask you one fearless question. That cycle has to break somewhere. So why not with you? Why not in this generation? Why not with the very child sitting in your house right now?
You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt. Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Now, let me tell you exactly what to do because inspiration without instruction is just entertainment. These accounts open in July of 2026. To claim the free thousand for an eligible child, you file the federal form, IRS form 4547 with your tax return, or you register online at trumpaccounts.gov. One account per child. So do not let two relatives cancel each other out. And after the child turns 18, the account follows long-term retirement rules, which is not a trap. It is the very discipline that makes the millions possible. And let me say this plainly so nobody can twist my words. I am not your financial advisor, and this is not personalized advice. So verify every word I said and sit down with a professional about your own situation. But the information is free, the $1,000 is free, and the only thing standing between your child and a head start is whether you move or whether you reach for one more excuse. So this is my charge to every parent, every grandparent, every auntie, every uncle, every godparent, every mentor with a child in their life. Open the account. Learn the rules, teach the child, invest something, anything consistently. Think in decades, not in weekends. Stop trying to impress people with things that rot and start impressing your children with preparation that lasts. Because one day, your child will not care what you drove. They will not care what you wore. They will not remember the phone that was in your hand, but they will know deep in their bones whether you handed them a head start or handed them the same empty struggle that was handed to you. Ownership is love. Preparation is love. Legacy is love. And the families who finally understand that are about to live a completely different future than the families who never will. Now go build something your great grandchildren will thank you for. Download the app MillionaireX.ai and website CPRFIRM.com. CPRFIRM.com.
Hi guys, I'm Kai Gabiam from the Diaspora Channel, a lover of Africa. If you love Africa as well and you would love to visit one day or to relocate to Africa, there is a course out there for you. And this course is My First Trip to Africa, a course well put together by a seasoned traveler, Kellen, Kash, COLEMAN. This course is designed to prepare you to travel better, which will save you both time and money. And the great news is this course costs only $20, guys. It can't get any better. Go right now and enroll to this course at www.diversifygame.com. Don't miss out.